Hello everyone, and welcome you to the lecture of heat transfer subject. Today's topic is cylindrical coordinates. So here is the general heat conduction equation in the case of cylindrical coordinates. So now we have to find out the value of the, or can say the equation of general heat conduction in the case of cylindrical coordinates. So there are three types of coordinate. The first one was the Cartesian coordinate. Next one is the cylindrical coordinate, and the third one will be the spherical coordinates. So while dealing with the problems in the case of conduction of heat through the systems having the cylindrical geometries, like the rods or you can say pipes are in the cylinder in shape, it is very convenient to use the cylindrical coordinates. So now consider an element volume having the coordinates r, phi and z for the three-dimensional heat conduction analysis as shown in figure. So first of all, this cylindrical coordinates theory which is applicable to the rods, pipes or the shapes which are in cylindrical. And here are the three important coordinates of the cylindrical like r, phi and z in the three dimension of the heat transfer conduction analysis. So here is we can see a very small portion of the cylinder which is shown. So first of all, how can this shape is drawn? So here you can see the top view of the cylinder. Say here is the top view of the cylinder, and here is the length of the cylinder. Here is the length of cylinder. So now what happens if we cut this cylinder, if we cut this cylinder like this, then here you can see the same figure which is drawn, then you can identify. Among of that there are the two curved surfaces. So here is first curved surface and here is the second curved surface. So there will be the two curved surfaces according to the internal radius, and second one which is according to the outer radius. So now what happens? So here is the inner radius, here is the outer radius, and say here is the height of the cylinder or the length of the cylinder. So here you can see here is the height of cylinder or the length of the cylinder which is shown. So in our case the length of the cylinder or the small element which is given as the dz, and which also becomes the z direction, and this direction in the form of a radius which is known as the radial direction. So this is the radial direction r. So here is the radial direction, or in the case of the direction in the radius, so it is also known as the radial direction. And also there will be some other axis which is the phi axis. So what is the phi axis? So here is the one surface and here is another surface. Okay, so it means that now we are dealing with this curved surface. So this curved surface which is known as the r d phi direction. So how can we identify the length of this curve? How can we identify the length of this curve? So for that you have to understand this thing. First of all, say here is a circle. Say here is a circle. And here is a radius of the circle which is say r. Radius of the circle which is r. So if you want to find out the circumference of that circle, so if you find out the value of circumference of that circle, then as we all know the answer will be 2 pi r. So just separating these both terms 2 pi and r, separating the both terms 2 pi and r. So r indicate the radius. Okay, so what the 2 pi indicates? So the 2 pi indicates the value of the angle. It means that the angle from this starting point to the ending point, which is equal to 2 pi. So if the angle which becomes pi by 2, if the angle which becomes pi by 2, then what happens? Then the value of this arc, the value of this arc, which is equal to the value of this arc, which is equal to pi by 2 into r. So in a very simple manner, the value of arc or the value of a curve, which is the product of its radius and its angle, which is the product of its radius and its angle. Similarly, now we are considering this arc, or you can say we are now considering the given arc which is shown in figure. So say here is the given arc which is shown in figure. So if there will be the arc, it means that it must have some center point. Say here is the center point. So now take the distance of the center point to the arc, which is say r, which is say r, which is the center distance. Or drawing another time. So here is the arc and here is a center portion. Here is the center portion of that arc. Or say here is the angle of that arc from the center is say d phi. Angle of the arc, the center, which is d phi. Here is the starting point of arc, here is the finishing point of arc, and r is the radius. R is the radius. Then how can we find the length of the arc? So now we know that it is the value of the product of radius into angle. So it simply becomes r d phi. So here you can see the term which is mentioned as r d phi, which indicate the length of the arc or the length of the curved surface. So here there will be the three direction. The first direction, which is the r direction, or you can say radial direction. Second one, which becomes the r d phi direction, not the d phi direction, because here you can see the line which is not straight, which is a curved line. So this is a curved line direction, which is known as the r d phi direction. And the third one, which is the z direction, so it is known as the z direction. So here are the three directions of that r, phi and z coordinates, which are used in the case of general heat conduction equation in the case of cylindrical coordinates. So now let's understand about the remaining term. So here is the, you can see the volume element which is given, which is a very small portion of the cylinder. So now here you can see there are total 6 surface. Here you can see total 6 surface. So first one, the heat flow in the radial direction. The heat flow in the radial direction. So first of all, here is the QR. It means that heat entering in the radial direction or the phase shown by the hatching line, which is known as the QR. So QR, which is the amount of heat which is entering in the radial direction. So here is the QR. And QR plus dr, which is the amount of heat which gets, I can say, which is coming out from that radial direction or the surface. Say here is PQRS surface, so it is coming out from the PQRS surface, and also within this dr thickness. So here is the dr thickness. It means that this is also dr thickness. or you can say within the material. So here is the heat input in the radial direction, and here is the heat output in the radial direction. So now let's understand about the heat input in the phi direction. So here is the heat input in the phi direction. It means that which side? So the side which is shown by the hatched lines. The side which shown by the hatched lines, some amount of heat which gets injected in the phi direction, or you can say RD phi direction. So here, and also some amount of heat which is coming out from the phi direction, so which is also known as, or you can say which is also shown by the hatched lines. So here you can see the value of a Q which is coming out from that particular phi direction. So heat which is coming out from the phi direction and within the d phi thickness or the RD phi thickness, so it is known as the Q phi plus d phi. So here is the heat inlet and heat outlet in the phi direction. Here is another direction which is the Z direction. So here you can see here is the Z direction. So also heat flowing in the Z direction, or you can say from the bottom to top surface of that cylindrical element. So heat input in the bottom phase, which is shown by the hatched lines, here is the bottom surface. So when some amount of heat which gets inlet in the Z direction, or you can say in the bottom phase, and the thickness in the Z direction of that element which is known as the dz. Dz is the thickness in the case of, you can see the vertical, or you can say in the Z direction. And also some amount of heat which is coming out from that top surface or in the Z direction and into the dz thickness, which is known as Qz plus dz. So Qz, which is the amount of heat entering in the element, Qz plus dz, which is the amount of heat which is coming out from the Z direction into the dz thickness. So here you can see there are the three coordinates R, phi and Z. So now if you want to find out the volume of that particular element, then how can we find? If you find out the value of the volume of that particular given case, then how can we find? So for that, first of all, we have to write the length of the one side. So here is the length of the one side, which is say dr. So the length in the R direction, which is known as the dr. Now the length in the RD phi direction. So here is not the straight line. It means that we cannot write d phi. We have to write RD phi because the length of this curve, which is RD phi. So here is the RD phi. And the length in the vertical direction or in the Z direction, the length in the Z direction, which is given as dz. So the length, width into breadth. So we know that this becomes the volume of that particular small cylindrical volume element. So the value of the volume, which becomes dr RD phi into dz. And also here you can see the volume of the element, which becomes RD phi into dr into dz, similar term that we have written over here. And also here in the case of x, y, z axis, you can also mention that our element having the point A, so which having the three elements r, phi and z. So this phi which is in the direction of x to y or the xy plane, and having the value of r into also this xy plane, and z, which is the vertical distance. And also let Qg, which is equal to heat generation, which is uniform per unit volume per unit time. So small qg, which indicate the heat generated with the help of some external source within this volume, or you can say within this element. And also further, let us assume that the K, which is the value of thermal conductivity, rho, which is the density, C, which is the specific heat, and do not alter with the position. It means that now the material is homogeneous. It means that at each and every point, and in all the direction, the value of the conductivity which remains same. So this material which becomes a homogeneous material, so all the property like density, specific heat within each and every point of that particular material which is remains constant. So it becomes the homogeneous material. And small qg, which is the amount of heat generated within this element with the help of some external heating source. So here also we have to find the equation in the case of three different forms. The first one, which is the A, which it means that the amount of heat which gets accumulated in the R, phi and Z direction. It means that first of all we have to find the value of dqr and also dq phi and dqz. So these all three terms which becomes the integral part of portion A. So first of all we have to find out the value of a heat interaction in phi, r and z direction, so which becomes our A portion, plus we have to add the amount of heat which is generating inside this volume element. Okay, so we have to find out the value of qg, so which becomes the B part of our equation that we have to prove. And also what should be the C part? So when some, here you can see the heat which is flowing from inside to outside, and also some amount of heat which can be generated. So how can we can see the net value of heat which is remaining inside the volume element, which is known as, or you can say the amount of stored energy or the stored heat during this all the interaction, which is known as mc delta T, which becomes the C portion. So the amount of heat which can be stored into the element due to the heat interaction and heat generation, which is known as the C portion of that equation. So we have to solve first our A part, then B part, and then the C part. So here we will prove this A part, B part, C part, and finally the general heat conduction equation in the case of cylindrical coordinate in our next lecture.